Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my RPG Maker vs Ace tutorial snippets. This is the part 2 of my the GTA style party switching. So what this system basically does is allow you to only control one party member at a time, and while you're controlling one party member, the rest of the party members will be able to do as they please. Now this is basically for mainly a single player purpose, although you could find a way to it's not really party members switch, well it is, but it's actually actor switching, so you get to control a different actor and then do different stuff. So basically if you play GTA5, this is exactly what this does. So let me show you what the system is like, and then I will show you how to, let me turn down my volume, then I will show you how to do it. So as you can see, you start out with one character. Let me go ahead and get this switcher from this guy, and then you'll be able to of course make a menu if you could script and stuff like that to have this system incorporated. Is that the word that I'm looking for? I don't care. Okay, so basically go to item, go to switcher, it'll give you a menu. You could switch to a different person, and then of course they'll be in a different location, and you could bring them all together. And you'll be able to see the other party members doing basically whatever you tell them to do. If you want them to wander around and act like a regular NPC, you can do that. If you want them to do something else. So right now this system only works on one map. It is kind of, yeah, it's possible to make it work on other maps, but now it only works on one. So let me go ahead and find my other NPC. Here we go, as you can see. And if I want to switch to Ralph, I just go back to switcher, switch to one. As you can see, I'm not this guy, and this other guy is here, and that's 4 of them. So of course I can do it with all 4 of them, but I'm not gonna go ahead and find all of them and bring them here. But just know it's all 4, and yeah, I make them spawn randomly, so that's why they don't all start at one place, and this map is huge, of course. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing you need to do, is variable assignments. So what this is basically you need to keep track of your player X and Y. You need to keep track of the map ID, and then if let's say if you have 2 party members, or if you have 2 playable characters, you'll need 2 variables for each of the playable characters. So for this example, there's 4 playable characters, and as you can see, there's 4 times 2, which is 8. That's 8 variable assignments. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. All of them keeps track of the X and Y position of the different different actors on the map. So again, this system right now only works for one map, but it is definitely possible to make it work on another map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to localize this and make everything work from a common event instead of a regular event. So to database, common event, world set. I'm just going to delete these, paste it, parallel process this, and I'm going to go ahead and make a new event, and I'm going to call this game switch. Every time I start a game, making a new game, I always make a switch called game start, which controls most of my common events. So again, you first need 3 variables to keep track of your player X and Y location, and also map ID. And then this map ID basically keeps track of whatever map you're on. It keeps track, it basically makes the ID that. So if you don't know how to do this, it's simple variable control. You go to insert, you go to control variable, you go to single, you click right here, and then you type in the name of the variable, you press OK, and then you go to set, make sure it's set to set, and then you go down to game data, and then you click on this and go to other, which keeps track of the map ID. And if you want to keep track of your player X and Y location, or an event X and Y location, you basically go to character, player, this event, and then it has the other events that are available, and then you basically pick map X and map Y, not screen X and screen Y. That's something totally different that will mess up your system. You're looking for map X and map Y. So that's how you do that. So, and then after you do that, second thing you need to do is basically, if you have 6 playable characters, you need to make you need 2 variables for each to keep track of the X and Y for each of them. So for this example, again, we have 4, so that's 8. So 2 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 for 3, 2 for 4. So that's 8 in total, and it all keeps track of map X, map Y, map X, map Y. So after you do that, after you keep track of all their locations, the second thing you need to do is this one I'll save for later because that's kind of complicated. So again, it doesn't matter which step you do these in, but I'm basically just gonna I'm gonna go from simplest thing to do to the hardest thing to do. So the second thing you need to do is basically turn on a switch depending on, oops, let me see. Okay, so basically what you need to do is basically make the event. So for example, let's say you're controlling actor 1. So what you need to do is you have to make that actor 1 always follow your main character, because again, this is an NPC. Oops, let me go back here. Again, actually, let's stop on doing that. Before you even, I can't believe I forgot this step. Before you can even set these, you need to of course make these events. So basically what you do is you first pick the graphics of your actor, the actor that is going to be, which is going to be here, and you could set them to do regular event stuff that you want. And then on the second page, what you need to do is set a condition for a switch being on. So let's see. So again, P1 just stands for player player 1, character 1, or actor 1. So what this means is whenever the player is controlling the first actor turns invisible, and then the rest of the actors will of course be visible. So, and then it's the same thing for all of them. This one will be P2 instead of P1. This one will be P3 instead of P2, and this one will be P4, of course. So, checking up on my time, keeping these at 10 minutes each. So that basically means if you're controlling if you're supposed to be this guy will be invisible, so he won't be in the world with you as him. So there won't be 2 of them. That's basically what that does. Keeps you from having 2 of the same actor visible at any one given moment. So that's basically how you set these up. And then after you set up all your events, then you go over here and you set these variable assignments. Second thing you need to do is, of course, let's come back over here. So what this basically does is makes it so if P1 is on, that means this guy will be invisible, and that means that you're this guy. Since he's invisible, you're him. If P2 is on, that means actually, before you set P2, let's go to party switcher, because I'm pretty sure that's the second thing you need to do. Let's see, party switcher. It wasn't the second thing I did, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that. So the first thing you need to do, again, I'm gonna keep on doing this so you guys get it, is first make all the events that you're gonna need. Second, do this, set all the variable locations, and then you're gonna need 4 switches, or you're gonna need as many switches as you need for the players. So if you have 6 playable characters, you're gonna need 6 switches. If you have 2 playable characters, you're gonna need 2 switches. If you have 1 playable character, you don't need the system at all. So let's go back to, I keep on clicking that. I'm just gonna go ahead and move it over here so I don't keep clicking it. So the second thing you need to do is basically again, you're gonna need the 4 switches, or how many ever switches you want on. So, and then you're gonna need to condition them. So if P1 is on, which is if you're player 1, then you're gonna have to set event location to player X and player Y. So what does that do? That means if you're this guy, if you move, this guy will always be on top of you. So if you move over here, he's always going to be on top of you. I can't drag event on top of another event, but you just know that he's gonna always be on top of you. So when you switch to another player, so let's say you switch to this guy will turn invisible, and then this guy will be left here as a placeholder, and then you become this guy, and then this guy will always follow you no matter where you go. And then if you switch to this guy, then this guy will turn invisible and you will be this guy, and this guy will stay here as a placeholder and do the regular event stuff that he's supposed to do. And then you move around, and then you move, this guy will always be on top of you, and then you switch to her, this guy will stay here as a placeholder, and then you'll be able to, so you get the point. So that's what that does. So what you need to do is, again, you need the 4 switches. So what I suggest is you make one and then you copy and paste it, changing, of course, you have to pick the event that you want, which is right now P1, and then the next one will be P2, P3, P4. And then you always leave this one the same. Map X and map Y should be set to the first 2 variables, which is player X and player Y. So the X will be set to player X, the map Y will be set to player Y. So that's what you do, and you do it for all these other events that you need. So again, if you have 3, you only need 1, 2, 3. If you have 4, you need 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have 10, you need 10 of these. So that's what that does. And again, we're gonna move this to the common event. Okay, so basically paste it here in the same one. I'm gonna keep it all in one, so I don't get confused later on. So that's good, and we can now delete this. And then this is going to be the end of part 2. The part 3 will be coming up right after this. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, of course, to support me. And actually, you don't have to like it. You could like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't like it. Again, make sure to subscribe for more videos. Peace.